Hello, everybody, and welcome to Let's React to Heartstopper Season 2, Episode 2. Family is what this episode is about, which one of the things that I'm really loving about the season so far is we get to see more of the family dynamic, especially the dynamic amongst the parents with the students, the kids. Which I think is really awesome and really fantastic. Not really sure what direction it's going, so we're just gonna dive right into it. So let's go.
His grades have been slipping across most of his subjects.
Oh no, are they gonna blame the relationship?
Been a bit distracted, haven't you?
Well, hello, Olivia Colman.
His grades are always excellent.
Isaac.
I'd like to see him participate more.
Such a pleasure. He's been turning up late to class a few times.
Still haven't completed your history coursework essay.
That's a
If you don't
shame.
finish it,
I think you and Nick need to spend some time apart.
That's not fair.
We are not banning.
Nick is not allowed round our house, and you are not allowed round his.
Ooh, ow, ooh. I see both sides 100% because I for sure had very Asian parents, and it wasn't so much that my parents were really like pushing me to get good grades at this age. They did it relatively early on when I was still very young, so that by the time I got to this age, by the time I got into middle school, I was pretty much pressuring myself. Like, I was pretty much, encouraging and motivating myself to do well in my grades and my classes, and my parents didn't really have to do a thing. I remember when I got like my very first B in a class ever, and I was bawling. I was crying so hard because I was such a studious kid. And just student in general. And I know that not everybody can relate to that necessarily, and not everybody is necessarily like that. So I'm not trying to put anyone down if that's not your personal experience. But I do understand, because I came from a family where education is really important, and I presume that the reason behind the parents wanting Charlie to focus on his studies is not because they don't want him to be happy. It's not because they think that Nick is necessarily bad for him or is a bad influence for him. I don't think that's the root of it. It's easy for us to believe that, especially as a viewer who's watching, the show and has been following Nick and Charlie this whole time. You tend to side with them and their relationship. And of course, part of the appeal of watching Heartstopper is watching Nick and Charlie together. So the thought of their parents having the gall to tell either of them that they need to start focusing more on their schoolwork, I get that can make some people really like frustrated or annoyed. But I probably would lean more towards the parents. Now, I wouldn't necessarily ban that completely. I wouldn't ban it completely, but I would probably, negotiate and say, hey, look, I'm happy that you have a boyfriend. I know what it's like to have your first boyfriend. And even when I had my first boyfriend, I still did very well in my classes. And I did not allow anything to get in the way of me doing well in school, because that was really important for me as well. And whoever I was dating needed to understand that I needed time to study. I need time to get my homework done. I need to have time to, be successful in school. And my boyfriend did. And my boyfriend, too, was very studious as well, and he took his education very seriously, including and the same goes with my own husband now. So it was never a problem for me. Like, I don't think that a relationship would ever have caused me to miss an assignment or start skipping late to classes or allowing my grades to slip. But again, I understand 100% that for many of you that your mileage may severely vary, and there's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. But I'm just trying to suggest to any of the people who are watching the show who think that the parents are like the worst ever or making such a horrible or treating Charlie terribly. I don't think it's unreasonable for them to want their child to at least, they want their child to at least submit their assignments like in a timely fashion, or if they know that their child used to be performing at this level and now are performing at this level, I would be concerned. I would be really, really concerned. If you have a relationship that is meant to be, and if you have a relationship that's meant to last, you both don't want to distract each other from something that, in my opinion, is as important as doing well in your studies. And again, maybe that's the Asian side of me. I don't know. So yeah, I probably would not go to the extreme of just banning him completely, because I don't think that's the answer, and I don't think that's sustainable. Unless Charlie is still like, if he's like failing out of whatever classes and has to repeat the grade, then yeah, like there needs to be a little bit more extreme measures taken. But I don't think that's the case here, and I think that you can come to a somewhat compromise and make a deal with Charlie that if he's proven that he's able to turn things around a little bit more, then yeah, Nick can come and hang out with him more. Nelly.
Make me one.
What if you ask like that, David?
David. His brother.
No one has to have a dad next time.
We're all very happy about
Okay, there's a mention of his dad. There we go. So his dad is alive?
What have you been
Okay.
up to since Chris got a girlfriend yet?
Oh, the mom's like,
Yes, no.
Stop bothering him, David.
thank you. Thank you, Olivia Colman. He is entitled to be angry and upset. 100% entitled to be angry and upset. I'm wondering how he'd respond. Okay, Nick also is welcome to be upset as well. I'm so angry. You're allowed to be angry. Did he tell him that about Ben? The universe is pulling us apart. I think that's a little overdramatic, but we should run away to Paris together. Maybe that's a little extreme, but it's cute to imagine. Oh, at least they still get to communicate with each other. They still get to message with each other. Just make sure you get your work done. Ben is always, every single time you see Ben, he's staring at someone. Who was the other girl that Ben was kissing last season? Did Imogen know about that other girl he was kissing last season? Okay. Hi! Hi! Oh boy. Oh boy. But the thing is, Ben hasn't completely figured out what his sexuality is yet. I think he's still figuring it out. So, who knows? Maybe he is bisexual, maybe he's pansexual.
Year 11 prom is happening. Oh my god!
Prom! Yeah! Prom!
You could totally wear a suit. You look amazing.
She
Maybe
would.
we can't be Fiona. Personally, I think
Elle's a little
that
distant.
should be part. You need to put some distance between you. You can make your move. This is your chance.
Ugh.
Wait.
I love how Tara and Darcy tend to be like the opposite sides. They're like the two entities on the shoulder, tugging back and forth between her. I love that.
Brilliant idea.
Oh, knowing how Tao reacted last season, I bet you that he's not taking it very well. And he's just like, oh no, I'm fine, it's okay. Is Charlie trying to join study hall? What is happening? Ben has that like vacant look in his face.
So, I wanted to say hi.
Oh. Because they don't have that class together. They don't have homeroom together anymore. Mr. Farouk is not...
Social hour, boys.
I know, Mr. Farouk is not going to let them. I don't blame Mr. Farouk at all. I don't blame him. He made it very clear what the rules are. And so... I was never much of a rule breaker. Oh, Mr. Farouk. He did.
Now you're in here till the end of the day.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna let you disrupt everyone else's study time.
I actually agree with him. I actually agree with him. They really should not be talking to each other.
You hurt him, and who knows if you do the same with Imogen.
Mm-hmm.
Do you even like her?
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, am I not allowed to like girls as well as boys?
It's not the fact that whether he could be with both boys or girls. It's not about that. What it's about is you never know what his intentions are with whoever he dates. It doesn't matter if it's a male or female. It's whoever he dates. He's just not sure what his intentions are, and based on his track record.
Charlie thinks you're this perfect boyfriend, but you are just the same as me.
Boy, you tripping. Boy? Poor Nick. Oh, it's about to get better. Oh no.
God. Fine.
Good gravy.
Seriously.
He doesn't have a girlfriend. Oh no, don't do that. That's not going to help. You're only validating what your parents are saying. You're only validating it. Even if they don't get caught, I don't think it's a good idea, personally. Again, I'm such a goody two-shoes. Oh. The soundtrack, like I said, of this show is mwah, chef's kiss. They really are not holding back on the PDA with Charlie and Nick in this season, and I'm all for it. I mean, I am on this train. Oh, I love Elle's outfit. Girl. Super cute. It's almost like Indian. I want to say Indian, maybe Middle Eastern. I don't know. It's great. It's a great look. And I like her buns.
I'm Naomi, by the way.
I'm Elle.
Naomi.
And this is Felix.
I like Felix's sweater. Elle is so tall. I love how she just towers over everybody.
Like everyone knowing you as the trans girl. Here I could just be Naomi.
Thank
You know
you.
what I mean?
Oh, I want to know about this. About these two.
Oh, she's so pretty.
She's like this.
His mom is on it. She ships them so hard. Look at her! Look at his mom! Oh! I also love his mom's outfit. They do great with the costumes in this show. The colors are just great. Oh, jeez.
What did he do?
He can't say because it would out him.
But Ben is one of the few people who actually likes me.
Mhm.
And he's lovely to you.
I understand why she reacted that way. 100%, I get it. And I just hope, Ben Hope. I just hope that this doesn't bite her in the butt so really hard. But I have a feeling it will. Nick, start the exam. Pull the pencil out, man. Nick, seriously, man, you're killing me, Smalls. Get to those maths. Just do the best you can, man. Just do the best you can. Just take it one problem at a time. This is so hard to watch. I don't want my poor boy. My poor boy. The effects with the scribbles and the spiral, so good in that scene.
You wanted my opinion, so there it is.
Ooh, Elle's mom. I don't think we've met Elle's mom yet. Elle's shorts, her whole outfit, everything this woman wears, man.
Honestly, I'm kind of busy.
That's fine.
Sorry.
They're just not in sync. She goes after him, and he's then he goes after her, and she's It's alright. We have 6 more episodes. It's only episode 2. It's only episode 2. Are those leopards? I was like, is that a tiger or a leopard on her shorts? It doesn't matter. It's really cool. Is his brother gonna walk in on them?
I didn't want you were not a fan of Marvel movies.
Oh, Charlie. But all of the eye candy. By the way, I think it's kind of ironic that he mentions that, and maybe this is on purpose because Joe Locke, who plays Charlie, is going to be oh gosh, I forgot. He's going to be in the Marvel universe. He's playing. I think he's playing one of the sons of Wanda of the Scarlet Witch. And there's rumors. At the time when I first heard this, it was still a rumor, yet to be confirmed. But rumors had it that that Kit, who plays Nick Nelson, is also cast in the Marvel Universe as, I don't know the character's name, but it's a young Hulk lad or something along those lines. I don't know Marvel as well beyond what is already out in the movies, but the interesting thing about that is in the comics, Kit's character and Joe Locke's character actually have a male-to-male relationship with each other, a male-to-male romance with each other, which hence why a lot of people were speculating whether or not they were actually going to be portraying those characters in the Marvel Universe. And if it's true, then it's like Heartstopper fans' dream, basically, which I think that'd be crazy good. And so I'm hoping, and I feel like the producers at Marvel Studios would know that in and of itself would bring a lot of people into watching the series. I don't think it's going to be a movie. I think it's a series thing, like Disney Plus series thing. That who knows? Maybe they'll end up in the Marvel movies eventually, which they probably will. So that would be kind of awesome and cool. Oh, he's gonna say his name is Charlie. He's gonna be like, my name's Charlie.
I'm Charlie, and
You're Charlie.
Oh, jeez.
Right.
Oh boy, this is
What
not
are you
gonna.
saying at school?
Yeah, I just wanted to meet the guy that, turned my little brother gay. Always known it, Dad.
Oh no.
I'm bi, actually.
If you're gonna be gay, at least admit you're gay.
Oh.
Exactly why.
Oh, this is so frustrating.
You don't even admit he's gay.
Oh my goodness! There's so many things wrong with this. He's so clueless. It's ridiculous how clueless he is. And I can see the look on Charlie's eyes. It's guilt. I think he feels guilty because he was trying to protect Nick from all of this stuff because he thought it was just all going to be perfect. Oh gosh. And his parents are probably going to be like, where were you? Yep. See? You can't... I honestly, like, I can't make excuses for Charlie. I was like, this is not a good idea. You're only validating. This is only going to cause your parents to freak out more.
And don't even think about sneaking out, or you won't be going on the Paris trip.
I would take it. The fact that they're still allowing him to go to Paris, I would be like, I'll take it. If I'm being honest, if I was his parents, I would be disappointed too, and I also would have punished him. Because he disobeyed them. And I don't think what they were asking to do was super unreasonable in the grand scheme of things. I've heard of parents do some really, like, arguably unreasonable things, and the things they're asking him to do is really not that bad at the end of the day. Well, I don't know if that would have helped. Maybe it would have, but... No, it's...
This is not your fault.
Oh, voice message!
Tell what David thinks.
It'll be okay. It'll be okay. Poor Tao. This is like his nightmare. All of his friends are abandoning him. Also, where's Isaac? I want to know about Isaac's family. Oh, seriously, I wanted some Isaac in this episode.
Are you sad about Elle?
Yeah. Kind of.
Not just kind of.
You remind me of me and Dad. So when we lost him,
I didn't know
so
that.
unbalanced.
I didn't know that his dad. Oh, I had no idea. Tao.
Well, I'm stuck here. Same old towel.
Well, I mean, you could cut your hair.
Tao isn't
Same old Tao could have a less bad haircut.
Also, Elle's not dead, so there's that.
That's just Tao's dark humor. He's getting his haircut.
I like Elle. Okay?
Okay.
I said it.
Great.
Don't look because I've been so oblivious. Honestly,
Yeah, well.
help me.
Hallelujah! Hallelujah! Whew, okay, so that was family. I really enjoyed getting to know the family, because we got to meet a lot of new characters. We got to meet Elle's mom. I think we got to see Isaac's parents at some point. We saw a quick thing of Ben Hope's parents, and then we got to know a bit more about Tao's dad, who apparently passed away. I don't think we ever learned that prior to this. And then speaking of Tao, I really like Tao's mom too, so it was really cool just having those scenes with them together and just having those chats, because she was great even in season 1, but a lot of the scenes with her were very short, little humorous bits where she would be telling Tao to, keep the door open a little bit when Elle was around. So it was nice that they were having some more serious chats. And, things with Nick's brother and his mom. I'm going to get to Nick's brother, David, in a moment. We didn't get to see Tori in this episode, which was fine, but we did get to see more of Charlie's parents. I already talked about how I don't fault them. I don't blame them for reacting the way that they're reacting. As people who are rooting for Charlie and Nick, you can feel frustrated about the situation that their parents are kind of putting them through. But for me, at least, it's not an eye roll frustration. It's more like I get it, and it's you would wish that they would be a little bit more lenient, but I think this is very realistic. It's very realistic, and I have witnessed in real life parents that, in my opinion, not that I feel great about criticizing people's parenting, but I'm just going to do it anyway. In my opinion, I feel like are a little too extreme or a little too harsh, or might be a bit suboptimal, given the situation and the type of kids that they have. But again, that's just my opinion. So going back to David, I'm very curious just to find out what exactly he's done in the past that has caused Nick to just utterly alienate himself from David, because I don't know if necessarily he's as awful of a person as Nick is making him out to be. Now, totally the way that he's handling everything with Nick's boyfriend Charlie is very problematic. I'm not defending him there whatsoever, but it just feels like it's less malicious. It's not about him being malicious about anything, which is what I think Ben tends to be in Harry. I think where Ben and Harry are coming from, it's there's a little bit more malice behind the things that they're doing, and maybe in Ben's case, there's more fear or cowardice in terms of their motivation. But with David, it feels more like ignorance. It feels like he's just totally clueless. He just doesn't know better somehow. It seems like he's trying at the beginning. He's trying to reach out to his brother. He's trying to form some sort of relationship with him. I don't think that he was reaching out to Nick because he was trying to mess with Nick. I don't think that was the plan. I think he recognizes this is me just being naive myself. I think that David recognizes that him and his brother's relationship are a bit estranged right now. Nick doesn't seem to want to have anything to do with him, and he's recognizing that, and he's trying to bridge that gap somehow, but is just failing miserably at it, because again, he's ignorant and he's clueless, but that's all he knows. And so I think that he genuinely wanted to try to find some common ground with Nick, and thinking, hey, maybe if Nick has a girlfriend, maybe that's something that they could bond over. Maybe that's something that they could finally maybe start talking about, and perhaps re-establish their friendship, their brotherly relationship with. So I'd like to believe there's some of that in there. And then when he finds out about Charlie, he was talking about, like, does Dad know? Do you know how Dad's going to react to this, etc., etc.? And again, I don't think he's saying that to push Nick's buttons. I think he's just saying that because he knows his dad well, and probably believes that his dad's going to react in a certain way too. So that's the thing. I definitely don't feel like David is... I for sure think that David's behavior is problematic, like I said, but I would not put him at the same tier level as Harry or Ben necessarily. And I do think that Nick maybe is painting him to be a whole lot worse in his head than he actually is. Maybe he was that way. Maybe he was that bad back in the day, but maybe he's a little less of a D, maybe a slightly less of a D this time around, because I just feel like if he wasn't, he wouldn't be trying so hard to reach out to his brother like he clearly is right now. So obviously we have to wait and see where that's going to come along. And then again, last thing, going back to Nick and Charlie's parents, the fact that they're still willing to let him go to Paris, I mean, like, if I was Charlie, I wouldn't be upset. I'd be like, thank goodness. Because like, he knows he messed up. Like, he knows that he disobeyed his parents. He purposely disobeyed his parents. So I feel like, you know, he should, in my opinion, he should be kind of glad that he got off just being grounded for the rest of the term or whatever his mom said, and could still go to Paris. Like, I'd be glad for that. Are you kidding me? If my parents told me, you know, not to do something, and then I blatantly disobeyed them, I could only have hoped to be so lucky, Charlie. So, I don't know. Just saying. So, anyway, thank you so much for watching, everyone. And then until next time, love yourselves and love each other. Bye-bye.